Ladies and gentlemen, live at Springfield College here in Springfield, Massachusetts, at the birthplace of basketball. You are tuned into Focus Springfield, and this is Ciro Zanetti, gratefully joined by
Tony Pettaway.
And we are back for some high school basketball action. Been a while, especially for myself. Haven't been able to cover since Hoophall in 2020, thanks to the pandemic. But today we are reporting for the Springfield Central High School Golden Eagles and the Windsor High School Warriors in what should be a great matchup. Tony, before the game, you were able to talk to both coaches representing each school. What are some things that they told you, and what are you expecting out of both teams thanks to that knowledge?
Well, everyone's pretty excited about an opportunity to play here at Springfield College, the birthplace of basketball. They know the significance of this game. Out of state, as Windsor, Connecticut is represented, as you shared with us. Coach Smith, no stranger to the parquet. Keon, his son, pro himself. It's a father and son combo with some complement players from the greater Hartford area and Windsor there to make up the staff. The players look amazing. I got to talk to some of the young people, and they are thrilled. On the home side of the court, well, you know the guys. We're going to see some really good basketball as we get ready for the start of this one. We're going to get to our starting lineups and take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. So our starting lineups for both teams obviously being announced currently. Tony made out some very good points. Coach Ken Smith has got to be confident in his boys. A lot of lanky guys on the court, that's for sure.
A lot of height.
A lot of great players on both sides of the court, and of course it's awesome to see Central here representing Springfield. Obviously, Central is a team, or a high school I should say, with talent on multiple sports.
Absolutely.
Especially football, but they've always been at least at the bare minimum solid at basketball. And tonight we'll see what they showcase against Ken Smith's Warriors.
Yeah, a little tidbit from Mr. Travis Best, Mr. Central Golden Eagle himself. He shared that Coach goes really deep on the Central roster. He gets a lot of playing time out of a lot of guys and will wear you down with the physicalness of the football mentality and the physicality that accompanies that.
Absolutely, yeah. And of course, you know, the chemistry for the school itself. If you got any dual athletes like Jaden Bass, I mean, you got Watson coaching both ends of that field, and it's great. You got football and basketball head coach right there. And you really can't ask for nothing more if you're a dual sport athlete, for sure. But there you go. Our starting lineup has been announced for the Eagles. We got Marcus Wallace, Maximus Lockett, Shondez Buchanan, Antonio Richardson, and Jaden Bass, as previously mentioned. For the Warriors, you got Anthony Solis, Quinton Floyd, Rashawn Tibby, Caden James, and Anthony Williams. So, again, with those lineups announced, we're a couple seconds away from tip-off to finally kick off Hoophall week/weekend, which is, of course, one of the most luxurious sporting events Springfield has ever had to offer. Because, again, as always highlighted here at the Hoophall Classic, we are in Springfield, Massachusetts, the birthplace of basketball. And now for the tip-off, it's going to be between Rashawn Tibby, standing at 6'8", against Central's Maximus Lockett. A lot of, like we talked about for a brief moment, a lot of size on the Warriors, and that's always usually Central's game. But now for the tip-off, it's going to be Lockett tipping it off perfectly, and it's going to be Eagles ball. Right now it's Marcus Wallace to bring it across the court.
A.K.A. Moose, the
Moose.
nickname. Moose.
Wallace is being guarded by Williams. Hands it off now, but the ball is intercepted, but looks like there's some great defensive effort from Wallace to get it back to the Eagles, and now it's Lockett driving, rejected in the paint, but it wasn't Bass to get it, but he got the rebound that brought it back to the Eagles, and now it's Richardson. Richardson guarded by Williams, taking him to the paint, looking to draw the foul, but it's going to be on the Eagles for an offensive foul. And a great way to start off for the Warriors. That was a great defensive effort on every aspect of that possession. But now they look to take over on the offensive end.
As the teams settle in, as you can see, the nervous energy on both trying to get at it.
Absolutely. Both sides definitely have the momentum and energy that you need in a game this highly, ranked. But now for the Warriors, it's Quinton Floyd. Floyd taking it into his own hands as it's Buchanan guarding him. trying to find some space. Hits it out to Williams. And now it's James. Hands it off to Floyd. Floyd for three. No good. Lockett rebound. Lockett hands it to Moose Wallace. Intercepted on the other end. And now Solis takes it into his own, draws the foul, and he'll shoot two. So again, I mean, both sides look very energy heavy. Obviously, that's a great way to start off the game. But one thing I always point out is, you know, it's not hurtful to maybe slow down that pace like we saw at the start of their possession. Floyd was doing a great job at trying to find some open leads, but right there, we saw a fantastic drive.
Yeah, as you see Coach Central asking Wallace to come over so he can set a play. And probably, as you recognize, settle down a little bit.
Absolutely.
Give what the defense is going to give us, work our offense, get a high percentage shot, and let's win this thing.
Couldn't agree more. And now, you know, Warriors starting off 0 for 2 from the line is not a good way to capitalize on that opportunity. And here's the swing around pass, rejected, but foul drawn. So for the Eagles, it will be Shondez Buchanan going to the line for two of his own now.
And I'm waiting on their free throws.
I know. That's one of my favorite things is, I mean, I've been commentating for 6 years now, and I always have to emphasize, you know, they're called free throws for a reason. You want to capitalize it. And just like that, Buchanan gets the first one to go. Obviously, doesn't matter if you don't get two down, because, again, it is free.
I love it. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else on this evening.
I couldn't agree anymore, Tony. It's always a pleasure doing the games with you. And Buchanan knocks it down, capitalizing in that 2-point lead. And now it's going to be Floyd going down with heavy pacing, passing it out to Williams. Or Solis, sorry about that. Ooh. And he gets the shot to go.
Nice looking shot there from Solis.
Very good. Caden James gets the 3 to go to get that 1-point lead. Now it's back to Wallace. Wallace to push, swings it to the corner to Buchanan. Uses the screen. Beautiful bounce pass into the paint. Bass, no good. Rebound attempt, also no good, but Richardson is there to grab the rebound of his own. Buchanan 3 gets it to go. Puts the Eagles up by 2. And that was a fantastic possession. Credited to Buchanan on the 3 after Antonio Richardson got a hard-fought rebound to get the Eagles a possession back. But now, back on the Warriors side of the court, the 3 was no good, but the rebound is there. It's Floyd with it.
Central looks good in the zone, challenging the Windsor team to shoot it from outside.
Absolutely. They were able to knock one down on that previous possession, but other than that, Central has been very, very forceful, keeping it out of the paint, but just like that, spoke too soon. And they get a nice bucket to tie things up. And now it's Lockett stripped, but it will be Eagles ball to continue. And so, yeah, on that previous possession, Anthony Williams with that beautiful drive. Back to it is Williams. Very nice drive. Better finish now. To the line he goes to convert that and one. Beautiful play. And again, I'm loving the energy. And now it's certainly looking to click for both sides as they're scoring and they're drawing fouls, which is always any coach's worst nightmare. But now to the line for the free throw. No good. Lockett, hard-fought rebound. Nice bounce pass to Wallace. Wallace to Bass, back to Wallace across the court. Beautiful swing in the corner to Buchanan for 3. Gets it to go just like that. Beautiful shot. And now he's got all 8 of Central's baskets, or points, I should say. And he's looking incredible. Right there was Floyd on the attempt. Lockett had the hands up on D. And now it's Buchanan. Pass intercepted from Floyd.
Oh.
Euro step. Beautiful move. Couldn't finish. Buchanan on the board. Swings it out to Richardson. Richardson to Lockett. Lockett for 3. No good. Out of bounds. Eagles ball. Tony, what a sequence of events we just witnessed right there. That was incredible.
Love the back and forth and the energy as you shared with us. I'm set to look at a really good game. As those of you who just joined us, you're watching a good one here.
Yeah, absolutely. As Tony said, if you're just tuning in, this is Focus Springfield. Ciro Zanetti joined by
Tony Pettaway.
And we have a great game under our belt, or under our hands so far to start it off.
I tell you, Buchanan has a really nice form on that shot.
Beautiful form.
It's nice and square to the basket, and His
plants
release.
his feet perfectly,
yeah.
too.
Beautiful.
Again, there's a reason why he's got all the points for Central right now. And now Buchanan on the, Wallace on the inbound to Buchanan. Double teamed, takes it to his own, can't get it to go. Lockett, rebound attempt, no good as well. Now for the Warriors, it's James bringing it down. Pulls it out, but goes to Williams. Now into the paint.
Up and under.
No good. And now will be Central's ball. With Wallace on the inbound to Buchanan, back to Wallace. Again, score 9-8. Warriors holding their own right now. Now it's Bass, the big man. Beautiful bounce pass to Richardson. Richardson draws the foul. That was just a great attempt. He saw that he had multiple men on him. Got to flail that arm out and get that foul. And now you get those free throws.
Nice read and a great identification by number 34, Bass.
Yeah,
to get
Bass
it in.
looked good on
nice
that.
Bounce pass for chest high, right where you want it as a shooter.
100%. Great pass from the big man. And there is number 1 for Richardson. That'll be Central's first bucket outside of Buchanan, so that's big.
Substitution for Central early. Dwayne Early, number 24, joins the lineup, football player.
And now he gets both to go. That was Antonio Richardson. And for the Warriors, it's Quentin Floyd. Swings it out. Sean Evans. And that was Williams. A nice pass to Tibby. Tibby takes it into his own. Can't get it to go, though, for the Eagles.
Nice rebound by Early.
Yeah,
Comes in and contributes right away.
Very nice for sure.
Getting a little tutorial from the coach.
That's how to keep some minutes going. Wallace on the inbound. Finds Richardson. As he brings it down, Richardson looks fast to the basket. Can't get that bounce. As now it is Warriors ball. They swing it out to Williams. Williams saves it up, showing off that athleticism. And here's Evans back to Williams. Williams to the basket. No good. Early with another rebound, as Tony highlighted. Great way to start off the rotation for him. Here's Wallace. Right on the wing. Shot no good from Richardson. Back to the Warriors. Ball out of bounds. Just slips out of Tibby's hands.
A little too hot to handle, too cold to hold.
A little too hot for sure. But now Eagles ball. As we've got just under 3 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Score looking at 10-9. Eagles taking that lead. Akayensu comes in for Bass for the Eagles. And now it's Wallace getting it across the court. Finds Akayensu on the wing. Swings it, puts it actually to the paint instead to Richardson. Shot no good. Rebound by the Warriors. Beautiful pass to set up an opportunity and a great fast
finish.
Break for the Warriors as Quentin Floyd finishes to get that lead back to the Warriors. And that was a beautiful pass from Tibby.
Nice outlet. Great way to identify.
Absolutely. He gave him time, too, to walk right into it. Love outlet passes like that. Pass as if it's football, incomplete. And it will be Warriors ball on that one. Went out of bounds off the Eagles. And Tony, again, you know, we got 2 minutes left in this quarter. We've seen that fast pace not even really slow down. It's still going at that same energy. Obviously, as the game goes by, most likely it will be a little more of a defensive battle. But right now, this offense has been high-paced on both ends, and I'm loving it.
Well, the conditioning we give to Central with the football mindset. And
100%.
Definitely looking at the physicality of play out here.
Absolutely.
Contested shots every time down. That's what you want on defense.
100%, especially because we, as you pointed out when the game first started, the Eagles were really applying that pressure for them to shoot beyond the arc, and it worked for them. So if you can put those hands up and force some shots off, that is ideal here at the Hoophall Classic to get that certified victory. And now for the Warriors, the shot is up, gets it to go. Seemed to be semi-open as we were praising it for the Eagles, and that was Sean Evans. So now it's Richardson for the Eagles. But as you were saying, Tony,
He launched that from Cape Canaveral.
I know.
That was way out beyond
That was
the arc.
NBA range.
Yes.
And a beautiful finish for Akayensu. Gets 2 points on the board and shortens the deficit to 2. And now for the Warriors, it's James. Dishes it out to Floyd. Floyd used the screen. Early was there. Early's there for the contest, but the fadeaway, no good, but put back for the Warriors, thanks to Quentin Floyd, who has been very involved on this offensive game plan. Puts another basket up, and now for the Eagles, the beyond the arc three, no good. Warriors rebound. Tibby on the offensive end. Fast break chance off the glass, in for 2. Getting a nice little lead in front of them as now it's 6 points. The Eagles, Richardson, back out now. It's Jean-Paul Martinez, top of the key. Pressure defense from Quentin Floyd. Nice bounce pass out to Akayensu. Yensu bodies his way in. They call foul. So that was on James.
Yeah, his second. It's time for a breather.
Yeah, absolutely.
He'll let him finish it out.
Less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Your score, 18, Windsor Warriors, 12, Central Eagles. And now as we get ready for this quarter to kind of finish, we saw a very fast-paced battle. Both sides have held a lead of their own. It's always nice to see that intensity on both ends of the court. Literally and figuratively, not only both defenses playing very well, but the offense, especially for the Warriors. I mean, they have really capitalized on fast break points. Fantastic stops, especially from Rashawn Tibby. He's been a giant in the paint, getting every rebound he possibly can and swatting some shots so far. So great start defensively for the Warriors as Ken Smith has got this game plan down perfect.
Yes, indeed. I couldn't say anything more to that. That was my observation. Definitely an athletic, slender build, but definitely the hustle is there.
100%.
They're getting up and down, and they're running their lanes.
Yeah.
The lane discipline is there. We're in for a really good treat here.
I mean, I keep saying it, but I couldn't agree any more on that. It's been a fantastic start. Richardson on the inbound, finds Martinez. Martinez swings it back to Richardson in the corner. Looking for his target, finds Early. Early, bounce, dribble up,
nice
shot.
Look,
nice
great
and
shot.
One from Early.
I tell you, Early has come right in and contributed right away on the offensive side. Now with the basket,
absolutely,
will be rewarded with a traditional three-point play if he completes this one, but 2 major rebounds on the defensive side.
100%. Early starting off fantastic. Can't get the free throw to go. To cut that deficit to 3. But now it's the Warriors on the end. There's Floyd. Floyd, nice drive, but can't finish. Akayensu on the rebound. Now for the Eagles, it's good.
Nicely done.
Gets it to go. 2-point deficit.
And he arced that one way up off the square there.
Yeah, absolutely. Floyd in the corner, though. Can't get it to go. Rebound there. Put back good. That was Anthony Williams. And now with less than 10 to go, Eagles got to move it. Akayensu gets it to Richardson. With 3 seconds to go, there's a steal, half-court shot launched up by Rashawn Tibby, no good. So right there, it was going to be a 2-point possession, or I mean a 2-point game, but the finish right there for the Warriors was perfect. Put them back on the board, and Anthony Williams looking great. Again, both players, Anthony Williams and Rashawn Tibby, very lanky guys at 6'6" for Williams and 6'8" for Tibby. They have been involved on both sides of the ball, and as a head coach, that's what you need, especially for the guys, for Tibby, junior, and then for Williams, also a junior. He's got another year of these guys, and you love to see that. And obviously, you can only expect them to get better.
Yeah, that's the future of your program. And to your point, Central has definitely got to box out, and as they're long and lanky, and they're getting those putbacks, and that's been the difference now.
Every
as
shot.
They've gotten 6 points off of just hanging around the net.
With no factuals in front of me, I'd be just from visually seeing it myself, I would say over 50% of their shots have been putbacks for the Warriors. I think that most of their points tonight have been at least in a putback form, especially from Williams and Tibby. Once again, using that length, they've been there to knock it in off the glass for 2 multiple times, and that's crucial because you can stop that, especially when you got a guy like Jaden Bass. He's got the size. and strength to really, box out. That's something you got to do, and that was a great key for sure. But now as we get to the start of the second quarter, for the Warriors, it is Quentin Floyd, who has also had a solid game so far.
And talking Bass, the Bass name no strangers to Central basketball back
or football
in the 80s. The fathers, members of that state team, headed by Maurice Blake at that time, who would win the Lahovich Award. Talking Lahovich winners, we see Mr. Travis Best is here up top enjoying the game. Gave me a quick call to let me know he was in the building.
Mr. Springfield.
Trying to coax him over for a word or two. We'll see how successful we are with that one. But, and Mr. Leo Best, 2 Lahovics of his own, and Travis with 3. How's that? 5 Lahovic winners.
That's
trophies
awesome.
In
love
the family.
to see it. Well, the shot for the Eagles was good, cuts the deficit down. As Tony was talking about, Central alum Travis Best here. Always great for that. But back to the court, we have a shot up, no good. Rebound there, also no good. Put back attempt, no good. They boxed out multiple times, but they couldn't stop the overall score. And it remains Eagles ball.
Lanky.
Very lanky. Absolute.
Like an Inspector Gadget in the Matrix.
Got the utilities in their own hands. And now for the Eagles, they'll be inbounding it. It's Martinez. So he gets it to Cruz. Cruz back to Martinez now.
Tell you, Buchanan had the hot hand the first quarter.
Absolutely. Those first 8 points were crucial for sure. He looked fantastic out there. Now Godbolt can't complete the pass. Martinez recovers it. Nice floater. No good. Misses the layup. Tough shot to miss. But now for the Warriors, Floyd hooks it around. It was the pass to Tibby, but goes incomplete. Remains Central Warriors ball. Evans also has been playing solid. He has a 3 of his own and very reliant on offense. Very fast pace. Overall, I mean, every player I've seen play for the Warriors has just been very solid. Now the inbound finds Tibby to the corner, Floyd. And now it's a Williams. Back to Floyd. To Williams beyond the arc, way beyond the arc. Shot no good. And the rebound by Davis. Attempt no good. Floyd now back to Davis off the glass in for 2. Now, Tony, one thing I will say, and I never get tired of saying it, is every year these guys always look at that NBA three-point line and seem to think that that's where they have to shoot, where in fact, unfortunately, that first black line is where you can shoot from here in high school. So it's always interesting to see how many deep ball three-pointers they go, because instead of shooting, if you were shooting on the red three-point line, that's a deep 3, but you're shooting well behind that. You're shooting a very, very far high school three-pointer. So it's always interesting.
Should we thank Steph Curry for that?
Yeah, absolutely. For the Warriors, the three-point attempt from Evans was no good. Eagles rebound. It's Martinez. Pace on the other side. Swings it around. Gets sent out of bounds. Eagles ball.
You got to check his palm for the Spalding brand.
Absolutely. Nice swat for the Warriors.
Got a really nice crowd here as I'm looking around. I see yet another Springfield Central Golden Eagle alum. Mr. Fred Smith is enjoying the game from his courtside seats.
Always great to have some alumni to watch some great basketball as Godbolt hits the 2 to go. Cut of that lead finally. 6 points now is the deficit for the Eagles. And as Tony mentioned, I am loving the crowd tonight. We have an almost, packed house today, obviously, with some huge games Saturday and Sunday from the likes of IMG, Oak Hill as the usual, is Montverde. We'll see Bronny James in here, so it'll be really awesome to, see how packed this place can get. But right there was early, getting the shot to go. Cutting that lead now to 6.
You may even see a Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Yeah, absolutely. You never know. Nice little Ray Allen action. Can't complain with that. It's always nice to see the familiar but unfamiliar faces, quite literally, that we get to see here at the Hoophall Classic every year. I mean, it dates back years that I've been coming, and been able to see Shaq live here, Patrick Ewing, obviously LeBron James. We saw Jason Tatum last year. A lot of great names, and that's just visitors I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the talent that we've seen just in the last few years. You've got everyone from
J.J. Barrett,
R.J. Barrett,
RJ.
Zion Williamson, Mo Bamba, DeAndre Ayton, Michael Porter Jr. We have had fantastic, and in just the recent years, we had Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, DeMarcus Cousins. A lot of great players represent here at the Hoophall Classic for the glorious Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. And it's always, a privilege to be here. It's fantastic to return again. And now back to the game. Less than 5 to go in the first half for the Warriors. They will call a travel. It was on Anthony Solis, the senior. And now for the Eagles, their possession. Back out. The drive from Lockett, no good.
Early.
And again, early. He's staying active, that's for sure. Love to see it.
Well, he's the future of Central Eagles basketball.
Well, it's great to see him come off the bench and be this consistently, important to their offensive scheme. He's a sophomore, and I couldn't agree, anymore with that statement. When you're got someone as, passionate as early as he has played today, coming off the bench, it's awesome. The Warriors get another basket to go. 6-point lead for them. Godbolt, beautiful pass to Lockett. Lockett's been quiet, but now foul called. So maybe we'll get the opportunity. To get the bucket. And so now he'll get 2 opportunities for the free throws to be knocked down. Lockett's first attempt gets it to go, cuts the lead to 5. And one thing about Central that I'm not necessarily always used to is this is an almost completely different line. Oh, it's outside of Lockett. It's a completely different lineup from their starting lineup. And we've seen multiple different lineup rotations. So you can tell that Watson knows how to rest his guys. Hopefully it doesn't affect him negatively, because sometimes that can. But right now, the rotation is looking very nice for the Eagles as they cut the deficit to 4 off of Lockett's 2-for-2 line at the free throw.
And you're looking at the team foul situation, 6-3.
Absolutely.
Definitely an advantage there.
Quite the way to start off for the Warriors. Smith could not be happy about that. But then you just gotta play a little more conservative with the ball, especially on defense. You gotta know when to jump and when not to approach. And a nice swing pass to Tibby to the top of the key. They're gonna call the foul. That'll be on the Eagles. They'll be on the floor though. So for that, the Warriors again, they've got a 4-point lead. They've actually had a consistent lead since the start of the second quarter. So you can't complain on that end. Just want to be able to keep it. Beautiful pressure defensively. Forcing it out of bounds. Eagles ball. Fantastic defensive presence right there from John Cruz.
Great hustle, great hustle.
100%. You love to see it. Forces the out of bounds after the foul was called, and they get the ball back. And now Cruz will be inbounding it. Now it's Smith. Back to Cruz. In the corner to Godbolt. Godbolt driving, swings it around, but rejected by Tibby. But back again. Early had it, but he was kind of swatted out. Ball lost control, and now the Warriors have it. Here comes James, rejected by Early. That athleticism is really there.
Big time block by number 24 in your program.
Says, Early just fantastic tonight.
He timed that perfectly. Waited for the apex of the ball to get right at that pinnacle.
Beautiful play. Now James at the line, though. First attempt, no good. As he's looking to at least get this one to go. To cut up, so I guess you could say put up a 7-point lead for the Warriors. James' shot is good. As I said, 7-point lead now for the Warriors as the Eagles are trailing, but they have been trailing, and they still look to get progressively better offensively. They're looking at some better plays. It's just the shooting. They're not really shooting, which I'm surprised to see from Central, which is nice because they're taking nice shots. But the defense in the paint is there. It's like I jinxed it. Godbolt shot way off the mark. And now the outlet pass way off the mark as well. Goes out of bounds. But a nice leap by Guyon Davis. Efforts not necessary, though. Eagles ball. Will be cruised inbounded into Smith.
It's great to see that the Central faithful are here and the cheerleaders are doing their thing.
Always, yeah. You always got the cheerleaders here at Hoophall, and it's a great thing to see for sure. School spirit is one of the best things ever. And Central, being an alumni there, definitely cannot complain about the school spirit they presented. They're going to call a foul, and I will say, it looked like a ball tap. It did not seem like there was, contact on it outside of the ball. But he goes to the line, and Tibby will be shooting two. Now Lockett will be substituted for Bass. And there it is. Gets him to go. Now Eagles ball. It'll be Smith. Crosses the court. Bounce pass to the court to Early. Early swings at the Bass way over the mark. Almost knocks out some Putnam cheerleaders. That would have been good.
Not at all.
Hazard zone over here in the middle of the aisle.
Well intended, misguided.
Well, he plays football, so nice arm. But Warriors ball. Now here's Tibby.
His presence is definitely felt as he picked up his dribble there in anticipation of not getting his shot blocked again.
Yeah. Travel call, turnover, and now Eagles ball again.
Just looking around the crowd and see Andre King Jr. Stand out at the old Sabbath International.
That was a almost ugly turnover, but they recover it. It's Jones. Nice crossover, but almost lost possession again, but nice swing around pass. Rejected big time by Tibby again, though. And Jones, he's a lot of energy. Shot no good. Bass rebounds. Got to put it up. Can't get it to go either for Bass, as he's been cold in the paint tonight, trying to put it up. Not good to see for the Eagles. But now
nice
top
rotation.
of the key. Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful facilitation for the Warriors. Rebound there, as that should not have been a Warriors rebound. Neither should that either. But a fantastic offensive effort from Sean Evans right there. As the Eagles have it, across the court, right in the paint is Cruz. Gets it to go.
Done. Beautiful.
Now you got a shorter lead for the Eagles at deficit for the Eagles. 28-34 now your score. And again, Tibby rejected by the rim, but they can't hold the rebound in. And another easy rebound for the Warriors. I mean, these, between Bass and Jones on defense, getting that rebound, they look so unmotivated. Tibby is literally just reaching into the cookie jar. I would love to see a stat count for rebounds at the end of the game. That possession alone was 3 rebounds. And they were all in the hands of either Bass or Jones, so that's a brutal look for them. But they get the ball back. Now 28-34 your score. Here's Cruz. Hits in the middle to Buchanan. Shot no good. Rebound once again to the Warriors as Evans has it.
And we are focused, Springfield.
Of course, as Pettaway said, if you are just now tuning in, this is Focus Springfield. And this is Ciro Zanetti, joined by
Tony Pettaway.
Of course, as always, Mr. Pettaway, it is a pleasure to be here with you. It's been a long time since I've seen you. I think the last time that I did call a game with you, my voice was a little higher pitched, and I was still in high school. So it was a long time ago, to say the least. A global pandemic happened. Tom Brady left the Patriots. The Celtics made the finals. And now we're back here at square one. So again,
Yes.
very pleased to be here with you.
Oh, I was honored when given the opportunity to sit with Mr. Ciro, our hero. And it was great to see you on campus at the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And how's things over there for you?
It's been great at the Hall of Fame. You know, I've been there for 2 years full time. Took a 2-year gap year off of school, and now I'm at LaSalle, so doing some sports communication. It's been great. Yeah, it's always nice seeing you. Saw you at the Jazz Fest as well, representing none other than Focus Springfield. We were able to chat for a little bit.
Oh, looking forward to that as well.
Always a fantastic,
Yes.
city outing for sure.
And now with this year's enshrinement moving to August,
Earlier,
it's
yeah,
the
I'll be able to
same
work
weekend.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same weekend.
it'll be awesome for sure. For the Eagles, it's Lockett back in the game, subbing out Bass, and he will be shooting. And the free throw is good. So now 29-36. He'll get another opportunity with 15 seconds to go in the second quarter. Central can only, work to cut that deficit. And as we're closing out the half, I guess I wouldn't be too upset with a 6-point deficit. Better than 8, right?
Absolutely.
Now some substitutions for the Warriors to close out this half. And Lockett misses that second free throw. Stays there on defense, but Floyd holds on to it. Beautiful swing pass into the corner for Williams, but he wasn't able to really set himself. Now here he is. Ball down, travel.
Well, Wallace really put the locks on him on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
He denied him the baseline and stayed right in front of him. That's exactly what you want on a hustle play like that.
Yeah, and, offensively, Wallace hasn't scored, but defensively, and also, you know what? I take that back. Offensively, Wallace has been a fantastic facilitator. He just hasn't scored yet, but he's been great on defense, too, for the Eagles, and he's really showing off athleticism on both ends. And now Buchanan to heckle it up, I meant to say. Gets that, does not get that to go. Stumbling my words as we look to close out this first period, Tony. Fantastic start for the Warriors offensively. Defensively, a little lackluster for the Eagles as they have not been able to stop too much or get the rebounds. But we will be joining you shortly again once the half ends, coming back from the break. If you're just tuning in, this is Focus Springfield. I am Ciro Zanetti, joined by
Tony Pettaway on this evening.
And we'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you are just now tuning in to the day one introduction of the Hoophall Classic here in Springfield, Massachusetts, tonight's game right now is going to be the Springfield Central High School Golden Eagles taking on the Windsor High Warriors of Connecticut. Tony, this is Ciro Zanetti, joined by
Tony Pettaway.
Almost messed up the introduction. But Tony, we saw a very, very good start off to this game. Both teams offensively had their sparks, but as the scoreboard shows, the Warriors, putting up 36 points in the first half, ultimately took absolutely every opportunity seriously and capitalized as much as they could with some great putbacks, some great three-pointers, and some awesome fast break scores. As the Eagles have been lackluster on the rebounding side of things, hopefully Watson looks to clear that air and kind of get that problem situated, as he only has 16 minutes of regulation to fix that, to get a lead and win this game and represent the birthplace of basketball in no other way, as they are the first team from Springfield, technically Pope Francis played, but representing Springfield as the Springfield Central High School Golden Eagles, to get a win here at the Hoophall Classic. Second half action underway. Williams swings it out to Tibby. Now to Floyd. Out to Evans. Back to Tibby in the corner, guarded by Lockett. Tibby swings it out to Floyd.
Get Central back in the zone to see if they can put a body or two on the big trees, but
it's almost comical. It is getting a little funny. The putback for Evans gets it to go. And I was going to agree with you perfectly that, the zone looks fantastic, but then they let up that putback. Richardson drive, no good. Rebound for Tibby as they're getting killed on the rebounds. Floyd swings it out to Williams. Williams drive. Great defense, but they call foul. And that's difficult for the Eagles. And it will be on the floor, or actually it will send Williams to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Wallace nabbed with the foul there with the push.
Tough foul for sure, as that's his second. First shot is good, and now, Tony, we got a 10-point game.
I think if Central settles down and goes to a set offense and try to work it inside and definitely put some bodies on these trees who are getting these uncontested rebounds. And on the last series, we saw where the smallest guy in stature on the court comes up with the biggest rebound.
Absolutely, and Bass, not the prettiest attempt right there, as we saw. Shot no good, but remains Eagles ball. I think they called a foul on the floor. So, yeah, that will be on.
Well, they have an opportunity to cut in on this league as Wallace is on the inbound. We'll see what's drawn up.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see what goes on.
They need to have Buchanan get hot again as he was that first 3 minutes.
Absolutely. As Wallace's shot is no good. And they need to get hot again, like you said. I mean, they started off fantastic. I mean, they cut the lead. They took the lead. They held the lead. And since then, it's been ugly. And beautiful defensive effort right there from Buchanan. As both Buchanan and Wallace have been very active on that hustle side of things for the Eagles. Timeout called.
I love the tenacity, as you mentioned, of the defense. You see sparks here with Wallace, and definitely when Early's in there, he's giving you 110%.
Even on that foul on Early, it looked like a clean block, and that was a great one for sure. I mean, it was a great defensive stop. And, you know, again, it's always awesome to see these teams play, especially representing Springfield. Tonight is going to be a special one. We've got 2 Springfield teams, Tony, in Springfield International Charter, formerly Sabas, and the Putnam Beavers, who are always a powerhouse of basketball for Springfield.
Looking forward to that contest as Lou Rowe has his guys together, and they're ready to come out and represent for Springfield again, as you did mention. International is going to do the same. It's a pride game.
Absolutely.
The families are here. You've got aunts, uncles, and cousins and the like, friends, the neighborhood. A lot of stuff is talked as we are doing TV.
Yeah.
I can't talk like we were in the basement, but we're excited about it here.
Absolutely, and Lockett on the rebound. Shot no good after Richardson's miss. And they are looked, I hate saying this, the Eagles look ugly in the paint today. They certainly would not win a beauty pageant if their shot attempts in the paint were graded. But now they look to get a nice rebound, but Lockett can't hold on to it, stripped out, and it's the Warriors' ball.
They're going to settle down as the captain is called over to get a little instruction during the timeout. What do you see so far in terms of improvements that need to happen on the central side of the court as we see what's going on the Windsor side?
So for the Windsor Warriors, they have not really changed their momentum, and it's scary for the Eagles. These guys have, you know, the tenacity, as you pointed out, Tony, the energy, and the length. They're so lanky. It's so easy for them to grab rebounds, but they're also, you know, athletically out-battling them. I mean, they look fantastic on the offensive end, putting up second chance shots as their probable, you know, most common way of getting the buckets, either that or free throws. They haven't really made any shots other than, I believe, 2 3-pointers tonight. So they have looked great. The Eagles have not really shaped it, but you can't count them out. You can't count out Central. You know what Watson is capable of doing, and we'll just see how this pans out. Well, on the inbound for the Warriors, goes out. You're going to throw it off a Lockett.
World Cup style on that one.
Yeah. Little football action. Floyd on the inbound. Beautiful look. Gets it to go is Solis. And now for the Eagles, nice find of Buchanan. Buchanan presses it up, mid-range J, no good. Off the mark tremendously as Floyd has the rebound, pressing it on the other side. Nice pass to Solis again as he goes 2 for 2 in the last 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, they're running away with this one.
Absolutely. As a lead is brewing. And Lockett's shot can't get it to go, and neither can they get the rebound. Between Tibby and Williams alone, the Warriors have really amounted a great amount of rebounds. Beautiful tip from Richards to give it to the Eagles. But the drive from Wallace is no good as he does remain pointless, as that is not a knock. I literally mean he has 0 points. Which, again, I will say that I will not take it away from him. He has had some very contributing moments. It's just, unfortunately, the last 10 minutes of play for the Eagles, they have not been scoring powerhouses as usual, as they have not been able to get any to go. But speaking too soon is Maximus Lockett getting it to go.
A little more of that. And
absolutely.
Chip away at this league and get right back in this one with the higher percentage shots.
100%, and a great rebound from Bass.
Great
sets up Richardson. Here. Gets it to go. Beautiful drive, as Pettaway called. Fantastic shot to go. And now here is Floyd. Rebound. It's going to go out of bounds on the Eagles. And Mr. Pettaway, as we have seen for the Eagles, they're kind of getting fooled with this soccer game. I mean, that's the third consecutive time we've seen an out of bounds be off the legs of an Eagles player.
I'm loving the energy on the last 2 exchanges. A little more of that as they settle down and box out. The trees, I would love to see the stats in terms of offensive rebounds versus defensive rebounds for both teams.
100%. And the analogy is always there for Mr. Pettaway. He does a great job at always kind of getting some inside job. As we talked about earlier, was there anything else that you weren't able to really mention between the conversations with Coach Watson and Coach Ken Smith?
We have a number of players who are going to the next level, some transfers, who have some really good young men who are honor roll students. We've got a number of football players when you see Early and some of the others who have aspired on the gridiron to take those skills and make them transferable in terms of the physicality. We just need now to finesse this little round ball into the cylinder here today.
The fundamentals.
And hit those free throws.
Absolutely.
It's been a blizzard in terms of how cold it's been from the charity stripe today.
Yeah, it doesn't help it was snowing outside. Now we got to deal with this. I mean, Rick. Well, now, Tony, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Lead at 11 points for the Warriors as they will be going to the line, as they've actually capitalized pretty well. As Ken Smith, as you mentioned, a very reputable coach, especially across Connecticut. And, I mean, just even looking at the, I guess you can say, sidelines today, he's been very interactive with his players and has also been very smart with game plans. But another coach doing that has been Watson, as there has been a lot of mistakes here and there. Watson seems to be very communicative with his players off of every substitution. But back to it is Bass on the wing. Now to Buchanan outside to Richardson for the 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound by Floyd. Floyd to push it to the other side for the Warriors. Beautiful hesitation right there for him. Back to Floyd. The fake. Swoop around. It's Davis. No good. Rebound by Lockett to Buchanan. Buchanan swings it out to Richardson. Back to Buchanan to Lockett. Lockett to find Bass. But yeah, I agree. Probably a little earlier. Wallace back there early on defense. But now for the Warriors, they swing it around. There's Evans. 3-pointer no good. And the putback gets up no good, but the foul is drawn. And as we just witnessed 2 free throws get knocked down, they'll get another opportunity, Tony.
They're moving so nicely without the ball, as you see. They spread the court nice
Absolutely.
And they take their time and make sure there's 2 or 3 passes, the good shot, uncontested, and they crash the boards.
Well, and as you mentioned, I mean, not only are they moving so well without the ball, the facilitation is key. You know, you can't win a game without knowing how to facilitate that ball. on any spectrum of the game of basketball, whether it be high school, college, NBA, overseas, whatever. Facilitation is key, and we've seen it, ruin championship runs for teams because they don't have a guy. And it's funny because, just to talk about the NBA real quick, one of the greatest facilitators to ever play is Chris Paul, and he's ringless. Doesn't have any rings. But I guarantee you, a guy like him, if he's on any other championship team, they would love that because it's so key to be able to move that ball around as prominent and efficient as you can. But now for the Eagles, it's Wallace, swings it out to Richardson. Back to Bass, oddly at the three-point line.
Here. Inside.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see Early substituted in for Lockett. And it is funny, I will say, the game has changed so much to see Lockett at the three-point line on the last 3 possessions. Or not Lockett, sorry about that. Bass at the three-point line for the last 3 possessions. It's certainly odd to see a guy that big not even close to the paint. And now Early finds Buchanan for 3, gets it to go. There it is. That's the spark they need.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, as Mike Breen would say.
I love this lineup here where they have the size, they have the tenacity at both the guard positions.
And the athleticism.
We make a run here if we're Central.
I can agree, yeah, absolutely. With less than 3 to go here in the third quarter, down 12. Here's Floyd, beautiful sham god. Can't get it to go, though, as now Buchanan's attempt no good, intercepted right there by Evans. Floyd back with it to Evans, deep ball. Gets it to go, crisp form. Cannot knock that. Beautiful shot for Sean Evans. And now Wallace finds Richardson in the corner. 3 of his own, no good. Richardson after the rebound. And foul is drawn.
Keep drawing. The defender go in for the higher percentage shot.
Always. Especially if you have that size to finish. No matter what, even if an arm is up, you drive. Because now in this day, a lot of things are going to be called fouls, and you want to take that, to your liking and capitalize on that. First free throw is good for Richardson.
Nice form from the lefty.
Absolutely. Can't get the second one to go, but Early knocks the ball up. What would have been a nice rebound. And you can hear Coach Ken Smith communicating with his players as necessary. As they have got a nice lead. I can't lie to you, Mr. Pettaway. The Warriors have a very nice lead under their belts, but on that turnover now, here's Godbolt. Godbolt, instead of driving, pulls back for that pull-up J. And now 39-51 your score with less than 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. It's Floyd. As he has shown off some very nice handles between the sham god, the hezzy. Very nice. Drives in, takes it into his home, but can't get it to go. Bass, huge rebound. And now here's Wallace dishing it out to Godbolt. Godbolt, nice pullback. Bass at the three-point line to Richardson. Richardson drive, floater, no good. Early, nice rebound.
Love it. Love
beautiful,
the tenacity.
Yeah. Very fun player to watch tonight in Dwayne Early. I mean, he has been fantastic.
Love how he puts his nose in there and goes after that ball. He has the wherewithal on the court to make sure. Shot from way outside. It's
beautiful
good.
Shot from Richardson. He gets it to go for 3.
We haven't seen many of those tonight. Typically, we'd see quite a few more three-pointers from both teams.
Absolutely, yeah. And, the brilliance of that shot right there is, Tony, less than a 10-point game now, single-digit deficit for the Eagles, doable with a minute left to go in the third quarter. And the offense is rolling for the Eagles, as we, before mentioned that we need to see that. We need to see energy on both ends. But now there's Evans, clean open shot, no good. Bass rebound, beautiful board. Godbolt pressing each side, Euro step, no good. Rebound for Floyd.
It's going to come down to conditioning and these final minutes.
Absolutely. And one thing, you know, I will say, outside of Tibby getting a rest, a putback, no good, out of bounds, Eagles ball. You know, outside of Tibby getting a rest, as I spoke too soon, he's going to come in. The Warriors really didn't rest that much this quarter. We saw, I mean, I can't say the Eagles have either, but the rotations on both ends, it's going to be interesting to see how efficient the players are playing in quarter 4 of this Hoophall Classic game. I think they're going to call a foul on the floor. I could be wrong. It looked like Bass was being held up before he had the ball. So Tibby is going to be called. That will be the foul I was talking about. And so now Wallace on the inbound. Nice bounce pass. Spoke too soon, early, not able to catch it. But now Evans on the other side gets it to go.
He's got to deny that lane beforehand and
Yeah.
not run with him.
Beautiful drive from Evans to end the period, or in the third quarter, I should say. So going into it, they're going to be down 11. And Tony, do you have any insight or advice for either team's, really more importantly, the Eagles being down 11 going into the fourth and final quarter of this game?
As anticipated, we're entreated to some really good basketball here. If you're a Warriors fan, you have to be happy with what you see in and around the rim with your big guys, Tibby, and the complement of other players at their particular positions. To look to the central side of the house, I definitely want to look at Dwayne Early touching the ball a little bit, along with Bass in the paint more and getting those higher percent looks. Buchanan strokes the ball very nicely. Wallace kid, we've not seen much from him in terms of offense, but as we shared earlier with our viewing audience, he's been contributing on the defensive side of the house. If I'd like to see more of him get some more touches, get to that charity stripe and see if we can bring this thing within
Absolutely.
Within at least a single-digit deficit, and maybe, hey, try to eclipse that lead and get out of here with a W.
You know,
if
you're the Eagles coming off red hot, they have possession right here, get some points on the board, and make a statement defensively, as we've got some substitutions for the Eagles, as we have Willoughby stepping in for them. Gobble to Bass, Bass to Wallace, back to Willoughby, Willoughby to Gobble, Gobble back to Wallace, to Bass, to Willoughby. Pull up Jay, no good, way off the mark. And the Warriors have their most of their starters in currently. As Floyd takes it across the line.
But I like the attempt there, where there was some rotation up the top of the key.
It was a good shot, just not ready for it. And there's Early on the board for the Eagles. Here's Godbolt. Early back to Godbolt, and a very athletic pass. That would have been a beautiful assist. Can't get it to go, though, way off the mark. Warriors ball, Floyd swings it out in the corner to Williams. Can't get it to go. Right there is Davis. Gets it to go, however, as the lead just keeps going up and up.
We got to get some higher percentage shots if we're Central.
Absolutely, and right on the turnover, the Warriors are going to capitalize. To the basket, in for two is Anthony Williams, the 6'6" junior. And Watson's frustrated. You pointed out to me, Watson is very frustrated. He does not look happy, and you can't be. You know, these, as they are high schoolers, still got to be strict on them. You're playing at this level here at the birthplace of basketball, representing Springfield, Massachusetts. Springfield College for the Spalding Hoophall Classic, one of the greatest traditions this city has, sports-related. Not a good start for them today. And, you know, they've got at least the girls to redeem themselves tomorrow. And, again, they get to redeem themselves tomorrow, if anything. But you don't want to redeem. You want to win. You know, you want to win on both boards of things.
And for those who are just joining us, we have a really good one on tap here. And following this one immediately, where we'll have the Putnam Beavers.
That's going to be a great game. I cannot wait.
I'm super excited, as I had a chance to talk with Coach Lou Rowe and some of the assistants on how great some of these young men are on and off the court as they volunteer. Some are on the honor roll. Others are transfers in from other schools. It says a lot about your program when you're recruiting.
Absolutely, yeah.
Are appealing to outside townships and prep schools to say, hey, we're worth the effort, if you want to get a great education and play a sport,
Yeah.
we're a great option
And
as
it's
well.
always nice to know that these schools are, academically succeeding and achieving for sure. Both Central and Putnam, a fantastic alternative for anybody in the Springfield area if you really want to, good high school with some great sports and a fantastic environment. Speaking from someone who has graduated there, I loved Central. It was fantastic, and the teachers were always very nice. But back to the court now. We've got Bass on a big rebound for the Eagles. They got to take control of this. They've got 6 minutes to go in this game. And now Wallace to Bass. Back to Wallace. Tries to set up a nice little bounce pass. Wallace, beautiful movements early. Early couldn't get it to go. And there's Davis on the rebound. And now Floyd with it. And Floyd has been very entertaining to watch. 4 points of his own tonight, but he has been very shifty. But a fantastic drive for Tibby, but almost wide open. Almost wide open. And Early not able to hold on to it. It's going to bite them in the future for sure. As now 59-42, the score you're working with the Warriors up. We've got 5 minutes to close this game out. Floyd, beautiful sling pass to Evans. Evans right into the paint. Drive by, gets it to go. 61-42 your score. Now here's Willoughby. Beautiful
Nice
bounce pass to Early. Gets it to go for 2 off the backboard. And now Floyd. As I mentioned, Floyd has been really fun to watch. Fantastic passes, great dribble moves, nice points. But there's Willoughby. Fantastic defensive stop on the other end. And as I was mentioning, Floyd with one of the most athletic plays of the night. Almost a no-look block as he has it. Nice setup to Tibby. Gets the shot, no good. And Evans with an incredible defensive athletic play right there. Passes it out to Williams, to Floyd. Guarded by Wallace, finds Tibby in the paint. Double teamed, shot no good. Rebound by Bass, great rebound. Wallace now finds Buchanan, floater, no good. But he finds his rebound behind the back pass, intercepted by Tibby. And Floyd, pull up 3, no good. Rebound by Early. Timeout Eagles.
24 is putting it in on both ends of the court here today. And I tell you, we've called Early's number quite a bit here.
We really have. Offensively, 8 points. Looking fantastic for the Eagles. And defensively, he's made some stops, but also gotten some big-time rebounds, which, unfortunately, today, rebounds and Eagles do not go hand in hand. As the Warriors, on the other hand, have been decimating that side of the court. I should say that side of the game, really. They look fantastic athletically and, making sure that they're able to get some opportunities.
Now, Watson has a great complement of sophomores who will be returning next year. There's
Absolutely.
a bright side of all of this, and that he has some great building blocks to build with and look forward to next year, and maybe a couple more incoming freshmen or some sophomores who maybe didn't play basketball, who could take basketball a little more seriously in year 2, if you will.
One thing to say about Central is, as a, graduating alumni of Central, I'll tell you this, every year there's somebody new. Whether they're a freshman or a transfer, you always got somebody to look out after, no matter who graduates,
And that's a testament to the recruitment.
Absolutely.
You look to the high school champions, definitely put their name on the trophies a number of times, and statewide with state championships on the gridiron. And just in recent years, Western Mass championships, as we know, the format has since changed, but nonetheless, winning traditions.
Well, Mr. Pettaway, as you mentioned, on the gridiron for the Central Eagles football team, they have been fantastic over the past few years. They just came short to St. John's Prep recently in December, unfortunately. They were on a 3-championship run, and in your opinion, what is it like to see a team like Central? Me going there, it was awesome to see them get moved up to D1, but for you, what is it like to finally see an organization that you have always, kept close with and being such a great representative for Springfield seeing Springfield be D1 in football, playing some big teams. What was that like for you to see?
It does us all proud. Those are our young people. Those are my neighbors, or their sons and daughters on the cheerleading side, of co-workers and folks that I go to church with. And
Absolutely, yeah. Couldn't have been said any better. It's always great to see that. But back to the court now. Lockett with a fantastic block, looking to get a fast break momentum for the Eagles. Here's Lockett, can't hold on to it, out of bounds, and that's heartbreaking. That's heartbreaking, Tony. 3:47 to go here in the game. 61-44 your score currently. We see a massive deficit for the Eagles. It's been done before, but right now, looking how Ken Smith is taking care of his boys and making sure that they keep scoring offensively, it's going to be a tough one, Tony.
Yes. But as you were saying, in terms of how I felt around Central High School football, with the D1 being rewarded to them as they've earned that right, and to do what they've done under Coach Watson, and to kudos to him on his son's success, who will be attending Virginia Tech. That's the ACC, baby. That's
awesome.
That's real football right
Originally
there, baby.
Nebraska, then moved to Virginia Tech just because of, the quarterback situation. You love to see that for him. Now back to the court again. We have a fast break play. Here's James on the other end. They're going to call the foul, and it's going to be a block. Or is it going to be a charge?
It was a charge.
It was a charge, okay.
Great anticipation by the defender on that one.
Absolutely, get the ball back into their court. But yeah, Mr. Pettaway, I love that analogy. It's always awesome to see this city do great, as we do have a similar name in our company. Focus what? Springfield, that's right. So we have to show love to Springfield, to our viewers at home, and just letting everyone know, it's fantastic to see this high school, phenomenon that the Eagles and the Beavers especially have really been able to put on for the Eagles. There's a turnover, and now Floyd, alley-oop attempt, no good. They're going to call the foul, but that would have been electric if he got that to go. That would have been incredible. And yeah, again, even for basketball, not just football, with the state championships, the Putnam Beavers and the Central Golden Eagles have been fantastic, but also can never forget about those Central Golden Eagles girls, who we get the pleasure of commentating at 3 o'clock tomorrow, 3:30, around that time. I'm very excited, Mr. Pettaway. I'm not sure about you, but that's going to be a great game.
The women's game is so fundamentally sound. I know when I was doing more with the Springfield Spirit and other women's pro teams, now the Connecticut Sun, just the level of play below the rim, and now the advancements with the women's game. And
absolutely, you've seen it.
I told folks
evolve.
10 years ago, women will be dunking this ball with ease.
Yeah.
Nice move.
Very nice move. Gets a putback to go. Great job. Maximus Lockett gets it to go now. 63-46 your score with 2 minutes and 51 remaining in the fourth.
That's it. Play until the triple zeros are up there, young man.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to leave your heart on the court until the game's over. You hear that final buzzer, and you see the other team going up to you for the handshakes. That's when you end.
And Coach is sharing a bit of
his
mind.
Communicative. And now a beautiful recovery. Is that a timeout for the Warriors? Yeah. Well, again, Pettaway, or Tony Pettaway. I keep calling you Pettaway.
My mom calls me both.
I don't mean to be disrespectful. It's always Mr. or Tony. I'm sorry about that. But again, Tony, we've seen a lot of changes, honestly, now that we're thinking about it, but it's in different manners for the Eagles. We've seen them start off, take some threes, right? Then they kind of retired that. Then they went to just trying to get some inside the paint looks, and after about 30 attempts, they changed that. They got some free throw attempts. They've made multiple different three-pointers. Just seems like an overall, I hate to say it, offensive catastrophe. They don't seem to be fully there, and they don't seem to have a full-on game plan of what they want to do, which, unfortunately for them, the Warriors have that written out on a golden palette. I mean, they have absolutely every single point down, and they know what they want to do. They have a bunch of putbacks, a bunch of points from the free throw line, and a couple shots beyond the arc that were just incredible for sure. Now it's Floyd in the corner. Nice crossover to isolate to the wing now. He's going to call for an isolation. as he's guarded by Buchanan. Lets that shot clock get to the 10-second mark to push. Drives, gets it in his own hands but can't finish. Rebound, and they're going to call a foul. As Tibby was able to get the rebound, he also is able to draw the foul, as it'll be on the floor. So the Warriors were inbound, but it's getting scary, Tony. I will say that. It is getting scary. 46-63 your current score with just a little more than 2 minutes to go. And we're seeing what we see the game plan right in front of us. Tony, they've got a 30-second shot clock. They're running it. And the pass all the way across to Willoughby. Can't get the three to go. And they can't get the rebound as Floyd wrestles for it. Great hustle from Quentin Floyd tonight. And Tony, as I said, I mean, the game plan is very clear right now for the Warriors. And Ken Smith knows what he's doing. He's doing a great job. They've got a 30-second, or I believe, is it 35 for the shot clock today?
35.
35, so they're going to let that go as much as they can. You've got just under 2 minutes left. And once they do that, this game is, I mean, unfortunately, in the pass.
And kudos to both coaches as they came out to represent their schools and the pride of the audience who are here to support their faithful, whether winning or in not so successful with a loss on tonight. But, you know, the seasons are still pretty young.
Yeah, definitely. You still got a lot of time to shape it up. And, of course,
adjustments. And
you know, out-of-state adjustments are always, matchups are always, tough.
right.
Very tough. Because it's a different level of the playing field. And the three from Floyd gets it to go. Man, I have been enjoying him. I keep pointing it out, but he has just been so incredible tonight. And now Lockett swings it around. Gets the bounce to go. Nice look. 48-66, so a little under 20-point deficit.
And as you look to the scoring up on the board here, 8, 7, 9, and 14, evenly dispersed on the Windsor side.
No, I was going to say the same thing.
7, 11, and 4, and 2 goose eggs, but nonetheless,
everybody is being involved for the Warriors, and there's a reason why they have that lead. Ken Smith, fantastic job tonight. Can't praise him enough. And again, that does not go to any negating factors for Coach William Watson. It's a tough game to coach, as I mentioned earlier. An out-of-state matchup is never easy, especially under the bright lights here at Springfield College, literally and figuratively. Lights are a little brighter here, Tony. Do you notice that? It seems a little brighter than usual up here.
It was warm in the back of my neck here.
I know. Well, it doesn't help. I got this big mop on my head, so I mean, my head is already sweaty, but I can agree with you on that.
What a great outing to see so many people post-pandemic, to see folks without masks.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's be able to identify some folks. Well, wow.
Absolutely.
I didn't know who I was talking to.
I could imagine. I can promise you, as Bass gets the bucket to go, if this was 2 years ago, I mean, if we still had the masks on and I had my mask on, you would not be able to identify me.
And then, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the soprano.
Absolutely. The vocal change has definitely been beneficial here at my announcing career. Yeah. And, I'll say 6 years of pushing 6 years here announcing at Focus. My first was, we're just hitting 5 right now. 2017, this is my, fifth year working here. 2017 was my first. And it's... Wow. It is, oh my gosh, it's incredible.
It's a whirlwind, huh?
6 years. I can't believe it. Yeah, so this will be I believe this is my fifth. No, it'll be my fourth Hoophall here. But anyway, back to the court. Floyd again gets it to go with 27 seconds left here in this game. I think you can say goodnight, Irene. 50-70 right now. But yes, Tony, I mean, I've been having the privilege and pleasure of working for this great company. here at Focus Springfield.
Yeah, and we'd like to thank the production crew who's backed us up and the director on this evening.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. We've got a lot of talented guys behind the camera, and we've also got, of course, a lot of great management going on for our production crew. And if you are tuning in, of course, this is Focus Springfield, and we've had a fantastic time so far covering the game. But as this timeout sounds, there's less than a buzzer beater left to go. So, 27 seconds, and we'll see what goes on. And now Martinez dishes it out, and now Bass has it. And the shot no good. And there's the recovery. 10 seconds to go. Martinez still staying there. They get the ball back, looking to get some last-minute points. That hustle play. The three-pointer from Willoughby, no good, as the buzzer will be sounding. That wraps up game one. Ladies and gentlemen, for the conclusion of our first broadcast of tonight's Hoophall Classic between the Springfield Central High School Golden Eagles and the Windsor High Warriors, your total being the Windsor Warriors at 70 and the Eagles at a flat 50. This is Focus Springfield, if you are somehow just tuning in, and this is the end of this broadcast. This is Ciro Zanetti, joined by
Tony Pettaway.
And we hope that you tune into our next game coming up between the Springfield International Charter Bulldogs and the Putnam Beavers. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and have a wonderful night.